we were there for an oversight visit, along with my colleagues, weaponizing these agencies against people who disagree with them, critics of them. They had no lawful right to go and arrest the mayor of Newark, Ras Baraka, and they should have never done that.
This morning, we covered one Democrat who was being attacked by the Trump administration, so I figured we'd move on to another facing indictment from trying to do lawful oversight of ICE detention. But first, leave us a like on the video if you can. It gives us a big boost in the algorithm, and it lets us know you enjoy the content, and we can hop right into the discussion.
What happened here? What was going through your mind? How would you characterize the actions that you are taking, considering what people see?
Well, first of all, we were there for an oversight visit, along with my colleagues. This is something we've done in the past in New Jersey, just miles away from another detention center that we visited before. And the situation was escalated because of Department of Homeland Security and ICE. The whole tension of this situation, the whole, people are calling it different things, rather a scuffle or, commotion that was happening, that was caused by ICE and Homeland Security. At the time, it was very confusing about what was happening. It was a very scary time for us because we were trying to figure out kind of what was happening. But at the end of the day, we were there to just do an oversight visit, which is our jobs. That's what we're supposed to be doing. And so to have that play out was something that we definitely did not expect to happen.
It's crazy because as MAGA projects to be these people who hate faceless bureaucrats, here they are siding with them over a democratically elected official trying to carry out her lawful duties. I mean, doesn't she have a mandate, guys? And you have to ask why they would even fight so hard to keep her from seeing what was going on inside. It begs the question as to what there is to hide. I mean, that is her job, so why stop her? And as the Trump administration goes on and we see them detaining other Democratic officials, opening nonsense indictments against Democratic lawmakers, and the way they're escalating violence in the streets of LA, it becomes pretty clear that this is all politically motivated targeting of those that Trump perceives as his enemies, to what is increasingly becoming more evident to be a completely fascist regime.
Can you say a little bit more about what you mean by that? You do believe that this is political?
Absolutely. I mean, when Haba was assigned to be the U.S. acting attorney in New Jersey, she pledged that she would use the office to, carry out Trump's agenda to, make New Jersey red and all of these other things that she said. And so I think it's a pattern of what we see from this administration over and over again as they are using the different agencies, under the federal government to weaponizing these agencies against people who disagree with them, critics of them, and at this point, Democratic members who are doing their jobs. And so we've seen it play out. This is a part of their agenda, which is, to me, is always based around cruelty. We've seen it over and over and over again. And I think this political intimidation that they're using on me is, they're using me as an example to try to scare other Democratic members from doing their job.
And that's exactly what the plan is. As I always say, the goal is clearly to crush dissent, normalize this militarizing of the government against your enemies, using agencies like ICE or DHS as your personal police force as you put in place a very fascistic form of government, where I ask, who does this benefit, right? Who does ICE walking the streets looking for ethnic minorities benefit? Who have these deportations benefited as the Constitution is getting put aside, rights are being put aside? Like, who is the winner here? Because the answer of that should give a lot away as to what the game is.
The Justice Department did drop charges against the mayor, but of course they're pursuing things here. What do you think is the difference?
I mean, I honestly don't think it's necessarily a difference. I mean, I can't really point to what the difference is. I will say they dropped those charges because they were wrong in the first place. They had no lawful right to go and arrest the mayor of Newark, Ras Baraka, and they should have never done that. And they did, and they knew they had no case, and they dropped it. And the same thing with my situation, that's why I look forward to court. That's why I look forward to the facts coming out in court. The facts are on my side, and I look forward to telling the entire truth about what happened that day. So I'm really looking forward to court. Literally, if I can get there tomorrow, I would, because I'm looking forward to, the facts being laid out, and any facts are going to be, greater than any headline that they're playing on Fox News at this point.
All right.
The difference there is the power imbalance, right? Where ultimately, I doubt even her case makes it to trial, but if they string a mayor along through all of this, it becomes a lot bigger of a story, and they can't run it on Fox News in the same way because, I mean, there's a lot more justification that needs to be had. It's an entire city you're affecting then, right? And they have to explain that, whereas a lowly congresswoman, it can fly more under the radar of nobody really asking questions. And this is the game of Donald Trump. He did this in his first term, right? And he would drag his political enemies through these baseless, lengthy investigations or lawsuits that would cost them tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars defending themselves just for them to ultimately be found innocent of any wrongdoing. And he is now just doing that, but much more bold and militaristic in how he does it because he realizes, one, the cult's going to support him with anything he does after 34 felonies and rape. I mean, it becomes pretty evident, but he also doesn't have to worry about a re-election campaign. So it's a dark time for America, and one that I only hope it gets the oversight that it drastically needs once Democrats take back the House in 2026.